and Schwartz, and today we're going to answer a question from someone in the community who wrote in and asked me, do you think as an attorney and a well-known lover of guns and weapons, do you think that it's a wise idea to get a Nerf gun for my son? And I wanted to take a couple minutes of your time and talk to you about Nerf guns and talk to you about some of my thoughts as a father. I have a 6-year-old son right now as we're videotaping this. He just turned 6 at the end of last month, and he loves Nerf guns. He loves all guns, takes right after his father. Also, I got some thoughts on this because my son is very social and he goes to other kids' houses. He has other kids over to our house, and I see how they play. I remember being a boy. I remember how I played and how my friends played and how we were constantly having battles and wars with one another. But at the same time, I'm a personal injury lawyer and I know the realities of the world that we live in. And so I want to give you a couple of my thoughts that are sort of mixed together, and you can figure out how to take this and what to do next with it. First off, I don't see things as being, catastrophic and terrible. I see things as being teachable moments. So to me, when there's something going wrong or there's danger, I don't see it as something to run and hide from. I see it as a teachable moment. So when my son has his Nerf gun, he knows the rules of gun safety. He knows that the gun is always loaded, even when it's not loaded. You treat it like it's always loaded. He knows that you keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. He knows that you don't point the gun at anything that you don't want to shoot at, that you don't want to shoot and kill. And if I ask him, hey, Charlie, tell me the rules of gun safety, he'll be able to tell me that even though he's 6. I've drilled it into him. So he knows the rules of gun safety and he practices the rules of gun safety even when it's not a Glock, even when it's not, dad's revolver, even when it's not dad's, rifle, which he's shot all of those things. But even when it's only a Nerf gun, he still knows he is required in my house to practice the rules of gun safety. The question is, are Nerf guns dangerous? And I have to say, yeah, I think that Nerf guns are dangerous. They fire foam darts. I'm going to show you, this is a Nerf Mega Big Shot, single shot pistol. This is another one that we just picked up from the local drugstore, and this one is a Nerf N-Strike Elite Jolt, and you can see the bullets that this shoots are the small bullets. The bullets that the Mega guns shoot are the larger bullets, and they've got a rubber tip, a collapsible rubber tip, and it's relatively soft. It's not as soft as the foam, but you're talking about a foam dart with a rubber tip. I don't know the FPS. I don't know the muzzle velocity, the feet per second that this shoots, but if you load a bullet and you cock it and you shoot it, it comes out quick. And it's not something that I want hitting my eye, hitting my child's eye, hitting my kids' friends' eyes. It's something that I think could cause some significant damage. And in fact, if you Google, eye injuries from Nerf guns, you're going to find a bunch of articles on the internet about how Nerf guns actually do cause eye injuries. Specifically, I found a BBC News article. The article is titled, "Nerf Guns Can Lead to Serious Eye Injuries, Doctors Warn," and this was published on September 19th, 2017. I printed it out for myself. But essentially, it's reporting about an article in the British Medical Journal where eye doctors in a hospital in England essentially filed case reports of people who had sustained injuries to their eyes as a result of being struck in the eye with Nerf guns. And Nerf guns shooting you in the eye can cause a bunch of different types of things. You could have an abrasion on your cornea. It could cause your retinal to detach. It could cause blood and swelling inside the eye. It could cause you to lose your vision. It could cause you to have blurry vision. There's all kinds of problems that you could have as a result of being shot at close range in the eye by one of these Nerf guns. So I think that these things, even though they're toys, they can be relatively dangerous. I think that you should handle them safely. Now, as I said, I'm not just a father, I'm a personal injury lawyer. And so I have people that contact my office all the time. And I'm not doing this video because I'm fishing for people to contact me about Nerf gun injuries. I'm doing this video because I want people to understand what they're dealing with. And when your kids are asking you, can I bring a Nerf gun home? Can I have a Nerf gun for my birthday? Can I get one for Christmas? I want you to know what your kid is asking for and have some thoughts and some precautions about how to deal with this toy so that kids don't get injured and so that nothing bad happens. Like I said, when I think about bad things that could happen, I think about it as a teachable moment. And if you're watching this video, you are now the recipient of my teachable moment. So I guess my concern as a personal injury lawyer is that if you are buying a Nerf gun for your daughter or your son, what's going to happen is when your daughter or your son's friends come over, they're going to want to have a Nerf gun war and they're going to run around the house shooting at each other. That is how kids are. That's how adults are, sometimes too. But knowing that that is the most likely thing that's going to happen, they're not going to organize and sit there and knock over empty cardboard boxes or empty Coke cans for target practice. They're going to have a Nerf gun war. That's what they want to do. That's what they will want to do. Knowing that, I think that you need to think this through before you buy the gun so that you're not only talking about and drilling the rules of gun safety with your child, you're also instituting some rules in the house for Nerf gun wars, like don't have Nerf gun wars, don't shoot the Nerf gun at your friends. If your friends come over, maybe we don't get the Nerf guns out. Maybe we keep them in a secured location and we only take them out when your child is there shooting the gun, not with his friends, because you can't supervise his friends as closely and as well as you supervise your own child. Maybe you have a rule in your house that that keeps those guns locked away. Maybe you have a rule in your house that the guns only come out and get played with under direct supervision by you, an adult. Maybe you have rules in your house that there's no Nerf gun wars. These are things that are worth considering. And I think they're worth considering because what's going to happen if a child, one of your kids' friends, comes to your house, you don't supervise them. You let them go to the basement and have a Nerf gun war. You let them go out in the backyard and have a Nerf gun war, and that your child's friend, that kid, comes crying in the house because your kid shot him in the eye. Well, that kid's going to get medical attention, and then his parents are going to come somewhere like a law firm and consult with a personal injury lawyer and say, you were not supervising the Nerf gun war. You gave the dangerous guns to the children and sent them to the basement or sent them out to the yard to have an unsupervised battle, and it's foreseeable that their child could be shot in the eye and you let it happen, and therefore you negligently caused injury to their child and you end up getting sued. Now, a lot of these situations are situations where a parent just needs to get the kid's medical treatment covered, but they've got $15,000 in medical bills and they can't afford to pay it out of pocket. Or their health insurance has paid it, but they had a $3,000 deductible and they don't have the $3,000 to pay towards the kid's medical treatment. And so what they're looking for is your homeowner's insurance to step up to the plate, and your homeowner's insurance is going to say, go pound sand, we're not paying for anything. And then that parent is going to have to hire a lawyer and file a lawsuit against you to try and get their kids' medical expenses covered. And so I think if you don't institute rules for handling these things, for handling these situations, you're asking for trouble. Folks, I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. This has been a 10 with Ben episode. I hope and I pray that this has given you something to, to really think about and something to really consider. I think it's worth taking the time to think it through, to have a discussion, to institute some rules and some procedures in your home so that nothing bad happens as a result of these toys. They're fun toys to play with. It's a blast to play with these, but at the same time, you need to do it in a responsible manner, and you need to teach your children to be responsible as well. I'm Ben Schwartz. Thanks for watching. If you have questions for me, send me an email, mail, M-A-I-L, @benschwartz.com.